everybody, and welcome back to my channel. And today I'm going to be talking about the Left Stranded report, which is by the National Autistic Society, about how to support people with autism through the coronavirus. And I'm going to be talking through their call for action section and explaining what the Left Stranded campaign report is about. So let's get into the video. Left Stranded is a message to the government, to the Prime Minister and the Chancellor, that the current inequalities cannot continue. Autistic children and adults must be prioritised and protected from future waves of the coronavirus. This would even cover social care, health, education, transport and shopping, and set out how the government will avoid using the powers in the Coronavirus Act that limit councils' duties to support disabled people. I will link about the Coronavirus Act down in the description down below. Ahead of the spending review, which is expected within the autumn, we are calling on the UK government to commit to including autistic people and their families in their levelling up agenda. This means making sure every part of the country has the money it needs to support autistic people throughout the coronavirus pandemic, and end the inequality and lack of support and understanding that has persisted for many years. Less than 12 months ago, a report by MPs and peers supported by our charity found that 2 in 3 autistic adults in England don't get the support they need. This could mean that even before coronavirus, up to 327,000 autistic adults weren't getting the help they needed to do other things people simply take for granted, like socialising, managing money, or getting out and about. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to scan down the further article just a little bit. And I'm going to read the reaction statement from the National Autistic Society and what they say about it. So, what's the reaction on this report? Caroline Stevens, the Chief Executive of the National Autistic Society, has said that autistic people and their families have been struggling to get the care, support and understanding they need for years, and things have been made even harder by coronavirus. They've been left completely stranded. If you're autistic, small changes and unexpected events can trigger intense anxiety. So the disruption and pace of the change around the coronavirus outbreak has been incredibly hard. On top of this, support from some public services have disappeared overnight, leading to impossible pressure on families and many feeling totally abandoned. The lack of the impact is stark, with 9 in 10 autistic people telling us they've been worried about their mental health during lockdown, and 85% saying that their anxiety has increased. They're worried that many more could be at serious risk of a total crisis. The inequalities that autistic people and their families face aren't new. We've been highlighting this for years, but the coronavirus has laid them bare and sadly deepened them. In case of another wave of coronavirus or further local or national lockdown, all governments in the UK must take urgent action to make sure the needs of autistic people and their families are better met next time round. As we rebuild our society, government needs to look beyond the immediate effect of the coronavirus to invest and understand support and services that autistic people need. Only then will we create a society that truly works for everybody. And then I'm going to just scan down to what they actually say. The government must address the issues facing this extremely vulnerable group by improving the special educational needs and disability system, increasing understanding and ensuring the spending review provides them with the right support. If we don't act now, inequalities will become further entrenched, and any second wave will be insurmountable for autistic people and their families. So basically this is what they've said. I will attach the article down in my video description, but for me, as an autistic adult, I think that this coronavirus has really hit us hard. For autistic people, the amount of constant changes and constant overload of information is going to make it really intensely difficult for us to concentrate. And also I just think that the amount of new changes that have come out recently with regards to the lack of socialising, that we can only meet now up to groups of 6 people instead of groups up to 30 people. And I think that's totally confused a lot of people what we can and can't do. And as I understand it, we can only meet in to up to groups of 6 people within our support bubble, our social bubble. And for a lot of people, that means people like me are going to be isolated, because I can only meet up with like my mum or my dad or my sister, and they're usually busy working, or the fact that I live across town from my relatives, so it's kind of hard to get onto public transport without wearing a mask, because I can't do it because of my autism. But this campaign is a really great idea. I think it's something that needs to be discussed further. I have already done a part 1 to this video, so I'll link that in my video description down below also, so you can get to know more about what this campaign means. But for me, as somebody on the spectrum, I think that this campaign is beneficial. It's hopefully going to help enable communication in the right step. It's going to help autistic people be involved in their best care possible. I think also that it will give us a voice, whereas we don't often get to have a voice. And yeah, I think it's just something that needs to be further examined and looked into. Like, I'm going to end on this statistic. It says note on comparative statistics. 37% of autistic people respond to the survey said they often or always felt lonely. This compares to 5% of the general public who were asked the same question. 51% of autistic people responding to this survey gave a score of 0 to 4 when asked how satisfied they were with their life. 0 is not satisfied at all and 10 is completely satisfied. This compares to 8% of the general public given a score of the same rating. So you can tell how bad things are for autistic people. And yeah, like for myself, I've really struggled with lockdown and feeling lonely, emotional. I've had to put strategies in my way to help myself. And as you can see, I'm wearing a new autism hoodie. So yay. But yeah, I hope you've enjoyed this video. Please give it a like, comment, share and subscribe. And I'll see you on the next video. Bye.